what is blah blah? And I say, well, blah blah is just what forms the contrast with glue glue. So we understand that glue glue means not blah blah, and blah blah means not glue glue. JRobin?
That's what I asked. That was my
Hold on, y'all.
Wait.
Yeah, JRobin was in here earlier making a fool of himself. Yes, it's
I'm in here
JRobin.
right now.
Yeah,
You made a fool of yourself every single time I've talked to you.
How could JRobin kill any atheist? He doesn't even know what an inference is.
Damn.
right.
That's false. But listen,
Seriously, we asked Marcus.
Listen.
We could ask Marcus.
I don't. First of all, I don't talk to Jack ANGSTREICH. Okay, he's a complete and utter troll
Because he's scared
a
Jack
troll.
ANGSTREICH.
Okay,
debate?
that's not true.
Hey,
Anyway, Hakeem, what does prayer and the fact that people are Christians and live in poor countries have to do with whether or not there is a God?
Wait, I just want to.
That has nothing to do with whether or not there is a God.
So wait a minute. I just want to understand why anybody. Do you guys know? Are you guys familiar with what a material conditional is in logic?
Jack, don't keep
material implication.
So
that's an if then.
No, I don't think anybody knows what that is.
Yeah, that's an if then.
Oh no, we know.
Then statement.
We've got theories.
Yeah, that's an if then statement, right? So a statement like, if the moon were made of green cheese, then it would melt at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, right? That's the form of the statement, right? Now, you see, any proposition like that conditional, right, is going to be true under certain conditions, right? And so, given that conditionals are essential to arguments, you need to know when those conditionals are true and when they're false. That is to say, under what conditions they're true and under what conditions they're false in order to make arguments, right? Now, JRobin doesn't know what a conditional is.
That's a lie.
And he doesn't know.
He's lying. He is lying. Jack is a liar. So again, Jack is being exposed.
Can somebody prevent me? Can somebody prevent me?
Damn, bro, trigger much?
Can somebody prevent me? Can somebody prevent me? Can somebody prevent me from being overtalked by JRobin, please? Now, see, JRobin says that I just lied, right? But you see, there's a very simple way to find out whether I'm lying or not, right? Which is just to ask JRobin under what conditions a material conditional is true and under what conditions it's false.
You've already asked me this question.
Now, do you guys want to take a wager on whether?
Red herring fallacy.
Just a minute. Do you guys want to take a wager on whether JRobin will A, answer that question, and B, answer it correctly? Does anybody? Let me just poll the room
that would be a quick payday.
Excuse me. I don't want to be overtalked. I don't want to be overtalked. So yeah, is there anybody here?
Hold on,
Is there anybody here who thinks that JRobin will answer the question rather than run away like the dodger that he is?
A red herring.
How many? Is there any? I'm just asking a question. Sorry, why am I being overtalked?
Michael,
why am I being overtalked? Why am I being overtalked? So is there? I'm asking a question to the room here. So is there? Can somebody mute this person?
You're probably being over Jack.
Is there? Just a minute. Yeah. So
you're being overtalked. It's because Michael does not have faith that he can answer or will answer the question.
That's fine. I just want him to be muted. Is there somebody who can mute him while I'm talking?
Yeah, but Jack, make the question to someone, though, bro.
So now the question on the table is, I just want to know how many people in this room think that JRobin will answer the question.
I believe he'll answer it.
Okay, so we have one person.
I believe he'll answer it too. I also believe he'll answer it.
You think that he'll answer it? So is that
he won't answer? He ain't answering
nothing.
nothing.
It'll take 5 minutes.
All right, I'll just answer the question. Does anyone want
properly.
to answer the question instead of Jack just being a little child like he always is?
Now let me just ask one other question. Let me just ask one other question. How many of the people who think JRobin is going to answer the question, How many think that he's going to get the answer
I
correct?
thought you were gonna wager it. Put it on some. Are you gonna put money on it or something? Is that
Bro,
what you wanted
this
to
is the whole
do?
damn
Because
thing,
you're a
Jack.
little
Like, no one
child,
has
and
faith
everyone
in
knows
Jay.
that
Sorry,
you're
the
Like, he's
exposed as a
question
liar.
is,
So I'm about to expose
question
him as a
is,
liar. I'm about to expose him as the
question
liar
is,
that he is.
question
So what's
is,
the question?
how many
What's the
people
question?
think, how many people think that JRobin is going to get the answer correctly rather than flunk? Flunk.
That
I think
doesn't matter. I
People
mean,
Jack,
it really
can you
doesn't matter how
out
many
restate
of
the
people
I
the.
think
think
question
he'll
it
for
get
is.
it
That
right.
Jay?
I think
Jack,
he'll
that's
get it
can you
right.
restate
irrelevant.
the question for Jay?
Why don't you just ask the
Okay.
question instead of being a little
So,
scared child?
all right. So
National
we've got
protocol
one
for
person who
the room
thinks
at 7
JRobin
o'clock.
is going to get it right, out of 3 people who think that he's going to answer the question. Great.
Jack, please.
Okay.
So JRobin,
Hello.
I think he'll get it
under
right
what
too.
under what conditions is a material conditional true?
If you're gonna put in the form A then B, then it's true in all cases except for when A is true and B is false.
Now, when did you learn that, JRobin?
A long time
Oh,
ago.
give my man his
Wait,
credit.
hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I thought you said I couldn't
Go,
answer the
Jack.
question
Hey,
correctly.
He said he couldn't
I thought you
Yeah,
answer,
said I
but my
couldn't.
man
I thought you
just
said I
got him.
couldn't. I
I
thought.
did
Hold on a
say.
minute.
I did
Hold on
say
a
Jay, why are
that.
minute.
you shooting the
Hold on a
damn
minute.
so much,
I
Can
did
bro?
somebody
Yo, the
say.
mute this?
Christian
Can somebody
showing
mute this
out
piece of
today.
garbage? Can somebody mute this piece of garbage, please?
I
Can
did
somebody put a
say.
muzzle on the
I
dog?
did
whoa,
say.
whoa, let's
Can
not do
somebody
this
put
I
a muzzle
again.
on
did
the dog?
say.
W
Can
I
somebody
did
put a
Let's
muzzle?
say.
go, Jay. Let's
I
go.
did say.
Can somebody put a muzzle on him, please? Thank you. Thank you for so put him in his cage.
I did say that you couldn't
So
answer the
so this so
question.
this lying so this lying
Jay answered.
this lying
Here's what's
this
gonna happen.
lying.
Now that
Hello.
doesn't.
Hello. Hello. Thank you.
Now the fact
Okay,
that
so
you
this
were
lying
able.
so this lying piece of subhuman garbage.
All
Sorry.
right. So listen,
Sorry.
I'm going to just start
This
taking y'all off the
lying piece of
stage. I'm
subhuman
just going to
garbage
start taking
was
y'all
just
off
Wait,
the
exposed
Jay,
for the fraud that
relax,
he
bro.
is.
start taking y'all.
So
Smack the
are
niggers.
you gonna continue
Just a
to
minute, JRobin.
perpetuate
Just.
and you know
Hey
is this
Jay,
Y'all
what you're gonna
that's
do?
what
please.
I mean.
Can
Hey
y'all
Jack,
please?
that's
Because
what
you look pretty
devils
bad
Please.
right
do.
now,
That's
Jack.
what
You look pretty
devils
bad.
do when the truth
Can
don't
y'all
want to
please
come
be
out.
trying?
They want to
Thank you.
completely discredit you. That's what a demon does, Jack.
Hello.
You
Excuse
just
me.
go
Does.
ahead and
Oh,
finish
demon
it.
does
Sorry.
that? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn it,
Jack has already been
absolutely
discredited.
does.
All he has to do is
tell him, Cheetah.
Hello.
Jack
all he
can't
has to do
All
is
even.
right.
open his
Jack
mouth
Hey,
can't
a
and he's
even
moderator's
exposed
answer
for the
trying to
fraud.
the
speak.
I
question
am
because
going
you're
Do.
to
too
start
All he has
focused
to do
removing
is
on
open
a
his mouth. He just did
demonic
it.
just
energy.
I'm
You're
going to
We
too
all
start
saw it here
demonic
on full
energy.
display.
I
Now,
don't know what
I'm
JRobin.
going
Bible you
to
read,
So
start
but the
Jack,
We're gonna
Bible
so
have to kick
Jack
him,
says
is
bro.
a
He's
complete
not
that
listening.
fraud.
doesn't say
So
shit.
I want to get back to the issue on the table. Actually, he's not
Shut
even here
your
Sorry,
anymore. But
I'm not
mouth.
done. I'm not actually
Somebody
done.
appealed.
I'm not
Nah,
actually
Jack,
done
you're
in
done, man.
dealing.
You
No, no,
wasted
I'm
like
not.
8
I'm
minutes
not
on this
actually.
question, bro.
So here's what's gonna happen because this is not the Jack and JRobin show. All right, y'all been doing this little back and forth for like 5 minutes. I moved you to the audience. You have an opportunity to come back, but I need y'all to calm fuck
Yeah, I
down,
want to finish. I want
They
to
please.
have a
finish
TV
with
show at 7
what
Hold
I
on,
o'clock
was
today.
saying.
hold
Sorry,
on.
they have a
Thank you.
club at 7 o'clock
Please,
today.
So now, see, the thing
please.
is,
Jack. Hold on a second. Thank you. Just 1 second, please. And JRobin, please do not say anything. Please, I'm begging you in the name of Jesus Christ. Don't say. God, this is the worst conversation to say that. I just need y'all to calm down. We're trying to have a conversation about the topic, and y'all are having personal vendetta back and forth, TikTok, or whatever it is. It's very not much productive, and nobody's learning anything from it. So if we can please, here's what's gonna happen, right? It's 4:13. For 2 minutes, Jack and JRobin, I want you two to just not say anything and let the conversation
Whoa, no.
re-enter
Well,
the
I
topic.
already
I
said I
want to
don't
well,
want
hear.
to talk to
I
him anymore,
wasn't
so
finished.
that's not gonna be an
I
issue.
wasn't actually
Jack,
finished,
to
though.
give you guys a little bit of
How the fuck are
background,
y'all gonna
Hold
tell
on,
a
hold
moderator
on.
what the fuck he's gonna
Jack is an
do?
obsessed troll
Yo,
who has
this is
mental
crazy.
issues. Okay, Jack has
Yeah.
mental issues,
So I
so
wasn't
I wouldn't
actually
advise you bringing them up
finished.
here. Okay, he
I
has
wasn't
mental issues.
actually
He's
finished.
he
an
said, don't
obsessed
talk,
individual.
and you just
All
started
Okay,
right,
talking.
I'll
he has
be
an
back
Can we
obsessive
whenever,
relax?
man. Fuck him.
personality. Okay, so I would not
Yeah.
advise you to
So
bring him
now
up here.
I just want to. Can I just continue with what I was saying
No,
before?
I'm not retrying
No,
no.
it,
you
Jack.
can't. No,
I'm
you
not
can't,
doing
Jack.
it.
No, you
Now,
can't.
yeah. Can
Please put a
somebody
muzzle
mute?
on him, please.
Can
Put a muzzle
somebody
on him, please.
mute the
But
overtalkers
I don't
so
get
I
I
why
can
don't
don't
want to hear
respond?
you, Jack. Get him out of here.
Jack
He's
usually
trying
has
to do
interesting
something.
things
Come
to
on, dude.
say.
Push him.
So,
Get him out of here.
Hold
so
on.
now here's the interesting thing, right, about reasoning,
Why don't you get
right?
this? Why don't you get this guy
So
out
can
of here? Then
somebody
don't you want him to
mute? Can
respect the
somebody
room?
mute JRobin while I'm talking, please? Yeah,
Jack
thank
is
you.
Didn't you just say
boring
he
as
Now,
couldn't
hell,
talk?
bro.
Thank
Everybody,
you.
everybody, hold on. Pusha, did you say that you wanted to hear Jack finish?
Yes, I
If he's gonna ask
definitely
a
I
do.
want
Yeah,
to
I
hear
question,
want
what
to
you're
hear him
saying.
if he's
All
gonna ask a question, because I like Jack, but Jack just seems to be
right. So
doing this
hold
whole
on. Can we?
drama, right?
One mic,
They
Jack,
have a TV.
Yeah,
They have
so
a
I'd
club
like
at
to
7.
comment there.
on
Now
Jack.
you'll notice that JRobin said, now he did answer the question correctly, and I was mistaken in my prediction that he wouldn't be able to do it, right? And interestingly, he said that that exposes me as a liar, right? That I was lying when I said that he didn't know what a material conditional is. But now this this moron is so stupid as to think that merely uttering a claim that is false sincerely means that you're a liar, right? But of course, he's so stupid he doesn't
Hey, does
understand.
he have to insult him? Like,
Bro, this is
Yeah,
shit.
I do have to
Jack,
insult him.
why? Just
He
get
called him a liar.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. So I do have to insult him because he tried to call me a liar, right, rather than say I was merely mistaken, right? Because the fact is that you'll notice that Jay. Sorry, I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking.
Jay, let him hang himself.
I'm not
Jay, let him
done
hang
talking.
himself. Let him hang himself.
Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jack,
So
keep
I'm not.
notice
I
that's
just
not
like to
that funny.
finish with what I was saying without being
God is real.
overtalked. So yeah.
really cares,
So now
though.
JRobin, right, said that he learned it a long time ago, but you see, that claim is false because when JRobin said he answered the question before, he neglected to tell you that he answered the question incorrectly. He was asked, right, in Discord, in the politics and religion server, under what conditions a material
What does
conditional.
any of this matter?
Well, it matters in establishing who the liar is here.
We don't care
Right.
who the liar is.
Well, I happen to
Yeah.
care, and I think there are some other people here who care. Are there any? Is there anybody? Is there anybody here who cares whether
No.
we show? Yeah.
I'm gonna respond.
Sorry. I
Just
just
let him finish.
Yeah,
Let him finish
yeah.
exposing himself.
So yeah. Okay. So JRobin, and you can hear a recording of this, right? JRobin was asked what a material conditional is. Well, under what conditions a material conditional is true in the politics and religion server, right? And he flunked, right?
Amazing.
And he neglected to tell you, right, that this dumbass, right, neglected to tell you guys just now, right, that when he answered the question a long time ago, right, he answered it incorrectly, right? So
That proves everything.
So well, it raises an interesting question, right?
Very interesting.
Why is it that he flunked when he was asked the question just a couple of months ago, if he learned when material conditionals, under what conditions material conditionals are
mystery.
true a long time ago, right?
We may never know.
Yeah, well, I think what it suggests is, I
Sounds
think
like a
that
personal
what it
issue, Jack.
suggests, I think what it suggests is that he's the liar, right? And that he, in order to save himself from embarrassment, because he got embarrassed being asked this question so many times and not being able to answer it, finally went to a logic textbook or Wikipedia or what have you, and finally learned under what conditions a material conditional is true.
Amazing. We cracked
Right.
the code.
But see, the interesting thing is
This
that
has been about 5 minutes of him just
that
going on and
the
on and
interesting
on.
thing is that learning when a material conditional is true, which I said is going to be essential to being able to be a good reasoner, didn't make him into a good reasoner because he didn't understand that saying something that was false would establish that I'm a liar.
That
Right.
proves everything.
That's a non sequitur, right? Which just shows that my initial claim was in fact correct, that JRobin can't reason for shit, right? He can't reason
All
for
right, let's
shit,
move
right?
on. Let's move on.
No, and
Thanks,
the
Jack.
reason
Thanks,
why,
Jack.
the
Can
reason
I respond now?
why, the reason
This
why,
is
I wasn't,
empty
I'm not
rhetoric at this
actually,
point. This
I'm
is
not
empty
actually,
rhetoric.
I'm not actually
You're never
done
going to be
yet.
done. You're never going to be
Is
done.
Jay
So,
Robin?
can we move on, please?
Am
wanna
I going to be?
respond.
Am I going to be
respond, bro, and
prevented?
move on.
Am I going to be prevented from
respond.
Yes,
overtalking?
Jack, you're gonna be
Am I going to
prevented.
be
It's over.
prevented?
Yes, we're gonna prevent
Are people going to
He's
stop
been monologuing for
overtalking
5
me?
minutes straight.
Yeah, I'd like somebody to mute the people who are overtalking me until I'm done. Right? So the reason why it's important to establish that JRobin can't reason for shit, right, is when dumbasses say stuff like JRobin is killing the atheists. Sorry, is when dumbasses say stuff like JRobin is killing the atheists when JRobin can't reason for shit, right?
Amazing.
Okay, so now let's let JRobin to explain to everybody here how it was a valid inference
Thank you, King
from the
Jack.
fact that he was able to answer correctly the question under what conditions a material conditional is true.
Hey, can
that
I
I'm
say something right
sorry that I am sorry stop over talking me.
Are
That
you
I
Land your
sorry
plane, Jack.
stop over talking me. Okay, now what I'd like JRobin to do is, and so he can show us, so you can see for yourselves what a fucking moron he is. I'd like this moron to respond and explain to us how it was a valid inference from the fact that he was able to answer under what conditions the material conditional is true correctly, that I am a liar. Sorry, that I am a liar, right?
Okay.
So JRobin, would you
Jack, we don't
please?
care that much, man. We don't care that
Sorry.
Sorry.
So JRobin, So JRobin, will you explain to us how that's a valid inference? What inference rule did you use to draw that conclusion, JRobin?
Jack, is it
Okay, is he
Jack?
done? Is he done?
Yeah,
So
I'm done.
That was about a 5 minute
Yeah, so I'm
monologue.
waiting for an answer to that question.
Can we please muzzle the
No,
dogs that
don't
are
answer
speaking,
that
please?
question, Jack.
Can you please
Go
muzzle them,
ahead. Go
please?
ahead, Jay.
All right,
Switch
there we go.
topics.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to give my closing thing, and then yeah, if you want to switch it, we can do that. So yes, I did expose him as a fraud. I did expose him as a liar. This is not the first time I've talked to him. This is not the second time. This is one of the several times I've talked to Jack Angstreich in the course of the past year that I've known about him, at least. And so yes, he was completely and utterly wrong about that. First of all, secondly, yes, I have been asked that question numerous times in the past, and I've answered it correctly. In fact, I believe yes, Isaac is even here right now to attest to the fact that when he asked me that question before, I have answered it correctly. I don't know what he's talking about when he said I answered it incorrectly. And if that was, I either misheard or misspoke. But no, I did know what that was. I do know what it is now, currently. And yeah, that's the simple fact of the matter. I don't need to go into a 5 minute long monologue and empty rhetoric like Jack does. Because to be honest, I'm not a dishonest fraud like he is, right? I'm not a dishonest piece of subhuman garbage like he is, which is why I don't talk to him. The only reason I'm talking to him now is because one, it's not my room. Two, I'm sure that you guys want to hear answers to the question if somebody is confronting me. But no, Jack is a dishonest piece of garbage. He's an obsessed troll who shouldn't really belong anywhere in these kind of circles because I bet you he wouldn't act this way in real life, right? That's the way it is with many of these internet trolls. He wouldn't act this way in real life, but he's just been exposed as the liar and the fraud that he is. He made a false accusation. Okay, that something is the case. Numerous times I have been asked that question. Numerous times, and even in the distant past, before what he said, I don't even know what he's talking about. But some months ago, no, people have asked me that question a long time ago. I've known the answer to that question a long time ago.
You were asked today, JRobin. The room was silent. You said nothing about FP then Q. You said nothing
can you
about
please mute him?
propositional
Can you please mute
logic.
him?
You're so full of shit, JRobin.
I was muted when people were over talking. Can you mute Harlequin, please, while I'm
It's a
speaking?
righteous
All right.
indignation.
All right. So yeah, I did know the answer to the question. I do know the answer to the question. And that's the end of that. That's the end of that issue right there.
That's facts.
There's nothing more to be said.
Yeah, I'd
Really.
like to respond. I'd like to respond.
No, we don't want to hear you respond, Jack.
I'd like
Sorry.
to respond. I'd like to respond. I'd like to respond. Can somebody mute JRobin while I'm talking, please? So now you'll notice, right, that JRobin. You'll notice that JRobin did exactly what I predicted he would do, right?
Point out that you're a jackass?
Which is that he would not be able to explain what the inference is that allowed him to draw the false conclusion, or at least the unestablished conclusion, that I am a liar, right?
Because he was just flailing.
So I asked JRobin. You'll notice I asked him a very specific question. Is there some reason why this guy continues to be allowed to overtalk me rather than be muted or moved off the stage? Because he just does it constantly. He just does it constantly, right? And now somebody else is overtalking me. Yeah. So how about somebody? Is there somebody here who can stop people overtalking me?
Why don't we just remove Jack from
Is
the
there
audience?
somebody here?
Because he obviously doesn't know what he's talking
Is there
about. He just been
somebody
exposed as a
here?
fraud.
Is there somebody
And he's a
here
complete
who can
joke.
stop me being
He's a complete
overtalked?
joke.
Yeah. Is there somebody
Nobody
who can stop
respects you.
JRobin? There, thank you, yeah. So now you'll notice that I asked JRobin a very specific question, because I pointed out something that JRobin in no way challenged, right? Which is, it doesn't follow from the fact that somebody utters a false proposition that they're a liar rather than merely mistaken, right? So I asked JRobin by what inference rule he was able to infer, right, from the fact that I uttered something false, that I was a liar, right? Now, did anybody hear him answer that
Yo, Jay,
question?
don't respond so we can move on.
Sorry. Did
No, he
anybody?
didn't.
Sorry. He didn't answer the question, right? Now, would you say that his not answering that question, would you say that his not answering that question was a dodge, maybe? Would you guys say that was
Yes, we're
a
dodging you,
dodge?
Jack. You're taking too long. Yes, it's a
He's
dodge.
taking too long,
Yeah.
but yes, he dodged.
Yeah. So now we can now draw a certain abductive conclusion, right, on the basis of JRobin's behavior, which was my burden to establish, right? And that conclusion is, yeah, an inference to the best explanation, right? And that conclusion is that JRobin is a fucking dodger, right? And he can't reason for shit, right? Which is to say he's a complete fucking moron, right? Which is what I stated at the outset, right? He's a complete fucking moron that can't reason for shit, right? That's redundant, right? He can't reason for fucking shit. So when somebody says something like JRobin is killing the atheists, the only atheists he could be killing are morons themselves, right? So I'm just going to repeat the question. We'll give JRobin one more chance to show that he's not a complete fucking moron, right? And show that he's not a complete fucking dodger, right? So JRobin, I'll repeat the question that you did not answer, right? I'm going to make it very clear to you what question we want an answer to when you open your fucking mouth again. Okay? The
Don't take
question
the bait.
is,
Don't take the bait.
by what rule of inference were you able to establish from the fact that I merely uttered a false proposition that I was a liar rather than merely mistaken about that proposition?
Next
Okay?
question. Who's next?
Yeah, so
Who's
JRobin, what's
next?
the
Okay.
answer
No,
to
wait a
that
minute,
This
guys.
question,
is the
Guys,
last
Dodger?
let's mute
time.
up.
This is the last time. This is the last time. Mute him, please. Mute him. Put a muzzle on him. This is the last time I'm going to be saying this. Okay. This is the last time I'm going to say it. Jack has absolutely no basis for saying that. Jack has absolutely no basis
He's dodging.
for this say. Can
Wait a
somebody
minute,
please
wait a
mute the?
minute.
Can
Red
somebody please
Robin.
mute the overtalkers, please? Okay.
Yeah,
I
we
got
Jack has
it.
let
Guys,
everybody
absolutely
don't come
no
talk.
off your mic.
basis.
Guys, this is really serious. Don't come off your mic.
Okay. Jack has absolutely no basis whatsoever. Okay. None that I know of. That will support anything that he's saying about me not knowing certain things to be the case. Okay. In this case, the implication. He has no basis for making that statement. He has no basis for making that, right? So the only conclusion that can be drawn, right, is that he's lying. Okay, that's the only conclusion, unless he wants to present something, in which case we'll address that on that basis. But to my knowledge, there's nothing of that case. As I said earlier, I have answered that question numerous times, and there's no issue because I know the answer to the question. So
Next.
yeah, that's the bottom line. That's all that needs to be said about that. And so yes, he's a complete liar because he has no basis for saying that. He's just completely and utterly deceptive. He's a complete and
Then
utter
why didn't you
fraud.
say it today?
He's
Why
a
didn't you
complete and utter.
answer?
He's a complete and utter fraud. Do not
Did
overtalk
Jack
me.
ask?
Do not
Jack
overtalk. Do
asked the
not overtalk
room, and it
me.
was silent.
Do not overtalk me.
I don't care, dude. Read the
Can
room. There's
somebody
like a
please mute
lot
him,
of people
please?
on
Can somebody
stage.
please mute Harlequin?
All right, all right.
Can somebody
Harlequin,
please mute
Harlequin.
Harlequin?
I don't like him as far as I can throw him. It's fine. But like let's
One question, mods. Is this how
Okay,
long is this gonna
I'm
go on?
speaking.
I
I'm
have
yeah,
speaking.
it
so
was
much
one question, Jay.
masturbatory
I'm speaking.
vamping going
So
on that like we could have had this done a long
the
time ago.
moderation in here
So
is terrible. The moderation in here is terrible. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my god, are you gonna say something actually
Yes,
serious?
he's asserting um these statements, no basis whatsoever. At best, it makes him an ignorant fool. Okay, at best, it makes him somebody who is just shooting off at the mouth, making claims with no basis whatsoever. So if he doesn't want to be called a liar, just wants to be called an ignorant fool, that's up to him. Okay, I don't really think it's much better
How's he
to be
alive?
called an ignorant
I'm
fool.
trying to hold on,
Okay.
JS. Wait, guys,
Bottom line. Jack made a statement earlier. He was completely and utter debunked on that statement, and that's really what the end of the what the end of what it really is, lies at the end of the day when the dust clears, when the dust settles. That's really what the takeaway is here. Okay.
Julie, can I ask something? Can I ask you a question? Because you're a
Yes, of
moderator.
course. Guys, seriously, like when someone is talking, for the love of God, please don't come off your mic. Um it'll
I go
get
next.
really things
Wait,
can
actually, wait.
get
I want to
interrupted.
respond to JRobin.
No,
Okay.
please.
So
I'll
yeah.
never
So
respond.
Wait
So
a minute. Wait a
yeah.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a
Right
minute. Wait a
before you
minute.
go, Jack. Right before you go, Jack. I
I
want
am
Sheeta
not.
to ask me. I
This
got
Julie,
to
is
ask
I'm
you
not
I'm
a
something.
trying
thing.
to figure
This is
out
just
what
not a
kind of
thing.
privilege is going on in here where somebody can come in
Exactly.
here and disrespect you all as mods, question how y'all are moderating your own space, questioning how you guys choose the energy in the room, yet they sat here for damn near 45 minutes
40 minutes.
running their fucking mouth and not letting nobody in this space who have beautiful faces to say their point of view. But he want to make it the Jay and Jack show and run his damn mouth the whole time, but then complain about when he's not getting the opportunity to speak. So
Okay,
I
I'm
just want to know
sorry.
from
I
you,
wasn't near
sis.
my phone,
No, it's
so
okay. No, I'm not saying on you. This is not an
Amen.
attack on
no,
you,
I
because
know what you're saying. I
yeah,
know
this is
Jack.
a
No,
respect to
Jay can
you
get
all.
real disrespectful, and I see the way that he is. So
What?
let's.
Julie, is it
Well,
okay if
this
people
is
that
gonna
haven't
be.
spoken, Jack, chill. Is it
Well,
okay
this
that
is
people
gonna.
that haven't spoken could speak? Not
Yeah, well,
me,
wait. I want to
anybody else.
respond
We
to
want to hear what
JRobin
Jack has to
because
Okay,
say.
okay,
yeah,
okay.
because
Here's what we're gonna
JRobin
do.
because JRobin said that he was going to run away after this.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here's what we're going to do, right? Jack, he says something to you. You have 20 seconds to give your response, bro, and then we're gonna let the people who haven't spoken speak. Okay?
Yeah, great. So you guys didn't hear JRobin answer the question, even though it was posed twice, right? Am I right about that?
That is right.
Right.
Yep.
Now
Yes.
that's evidence that he's a dodger, right? Now, what I did was establish that it doesn't follow from the fact that somebody utters a false proposition, they're a liar, right? But that just shows that JRobin made an invalid inference, right? So even though he managed to look up in Wikipedia when a material conditional is true and when it's false, right, he still hasn't learned to reason for shit, right? Because he couldn't even explain to us by what inference rule he made that inference. And in fact, it wouldn't matter what inference rule he cited because the inference is invalid. It just doesn't follow from the fact that somebody says something false
I didn't say it
that
did.
they're a liar.
I
We're
didn't
not
say
gonna
it
go
did.
back and forth. We're
I did
not gonna
not
go
say
back
it
and
did.
forth.
Did you
So
say that
Jack
I'm a liar?
now
Jack, you
Jack
have
is so now Jack is now being exposed as
No,
a deceptive fraud.
Jay. I want to. I
I
want
did
to
not
let
say
everybody
that
else
merely
answer.
uttering a false proposition makes you a liar, and I actually
Well, you called
exposed
him a liar after he
why
said
I
one
exposed.
apparently
I
false
gave
thing.
so I'm gonna finish speaking in response to this because I'm not gonna
Why?
just
Oh,
let
okay.
I'm
Why?
not
Do
gonna
do
just
I
let
hold up?
Jack
Wait a minute. Wait a
shoot.
minute. Do I gotta keep a notebook and start writing shit that that everyone says down? Like
Yeah,
what?
that's probably yeah.
Like
I think you should just kick him.
I don't like Robin. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Bully him more
Yeah,
But
you
though.
I
should
don't
Kick
kick
want
them
to be
both.
Robin and leave
biased
Jack.
and like
Kick
I
them
just
both.
No, honestly, it's been like 15 minutes of just nothing, or maybe even 20.
Well,
I don't
A
even know what
moderator
to.
said
Hey,
a moderator
yeah,
said
I
I
know
could
where
go
the
Kick
next.
them both.
conversation's
Billy
going
can
to
go
go.
next, and then we'll go from
A
there. I
moder
want
Jack came
to
in
get some more
here.
voices in here.
Jack came in here and asked a question.
well, a moderator said I could go next. So I have a
yes.
question. Yeah,
Billy.
I was just yeah, thanks.
It's not going to be
J
directed
Robin,
to me,
I was
Billy, because
just
I don't talk to you.
just
Bro.
one moment. Just one moment. Look, I know you're scared of me. Just one sec. Look, I was just wondering if you have a non-question begging argument for God's existence. That's all.
Not to Jay, please.
I've
Can
given it
someone
to you
else
already.
answer?
Wait, what was the argument he gave to you, Billy? That was not question begging, or does anybody here know the argument
Well,
that he gave to Billy that was not
well,
question
the
begging?
one time he gave, the one time he gave an argument, it was the sun is hot, therefore God exists. I've got that on recording. I can
And why
play it
would
for you
any?
if you want.
Wait, but that's not an argument.
No, he set it up as premise. I asked him. I was like, "So your argument is premise one: the sun is hot. Conclusion: therefore God exists." He goes, "Yes."
Well, what's the rule of inference there?
A. Conclusion B.
But that's not a rule of inference.
Is
Well,
anyone
maybe
listening?
Oh
JRobin can
God.
clear it up now. Well, look,
JRobin,
maybe
you want to
JRobin.
clear it up and tell
We are
us what
going
the
to
rule of
sentence.
inference is?
We are going to
No, that's not
censor
the
J.
argument. That's not the
Robin.
argument I
Oh, what
made.
was the argument you
That's not
gave?
true.
Oh,
That's not
that
true.
Why
wasn't
you
the
do say
argument you
that,
gave.
I've
Jack?
What
got it.
was
I
it?
already explained.
JRobin,
I
do you
already
want me to
explained that I'm
grab
not
the
talking to
recording?
Billy.
Yeah,
I
why
already
don't you
explained
Wait,
that I'm
do you
grab
not
want
the
me?
talking to
recording,
Billy.
Billy? Why
Yeah,
don't
I'll
you
I
grab
grab
know what
the
the
he's talking
recording.
recording?
about. I know what he's
Guys,
talking
What was the
about. I know
argument,
what
Jay?
he's
I
talking.
want to hear. I want to hear the
let's.
argument, Jay. What was the
He's
argument?
going to
I want to
grab
hear
the
it.
Yeah.
recording.
I'm an atheist,
Why would
Just
he
but
give
grab
me
the
a
you guys
moment.
recording?
are assholes,
Look,
man. You
just
guys
give
are
me a moment.
boring and you're
Why would he?
assholes.
Why?
Charles, obviously he
I
has
can't wait to
Shut
hear
up.
this
I'm sorry,
recording.
Charles.
Then we'll
Charles
really
probably
see
defeats
who the
you.
liar is.
Recording.
JRobin's a
Who else
piece
wants
of
to go?
shit,
I want to get
Charles.
a.
This is so
I
pointless. Jay
really,
calls everyone
guys,
liars.
seriously
It's like
though,
he's just flailing. It's not a serious statement. Like,
like
Jesus
at
Christ.
this point, I don't like sending people to the goo, but like I really don't want to censor JRobin on this conversation. Um, I feel like we all have a common enemy here, and we all just want to dunk on him and
Yes.
fuck the guy. But
Feels like a
it's just
Julie, he
gangbang.
deserves it. He did it to you earlier. He's a piece of shit. JRobin is a dodging piece of shit, and that's the end of it. He deserves it. And
Yeah,
you
I
know, like
think,
he's.
Julie,
It,
could I say something real quick?
all right, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, Jack came in, he asked JRobin a question. He didn't think JRobin could answer it. JRobin did answer it. Jack gets egg on his face, and that's it. I think we can all move on.
Wait a minute. Why
no,
is
he
it?
didn't
Why
answer
is
it.
it?
The whole
Wait
room
a
was
minute.
silent. He didn't
One
say
second.
P then
All
Q. He
right,
didn't
all
talk
right,
about
all right.
propositional logic. Oh,
Wait a
hold on, Jack.
minute.
Hold on.
Wait.
He had an opportunity to answer, just as we all did, and he said nothing about propositional logic, nothing about if P then Q. He could have at least started with that, and he didn't. So, but Jack was vamping, and it gave him too much time. He probably looked it up.
Exactly.
I've got the recording, guys.
Yeah,
I've got
let's
the
hear the
recording.
recording. We'll see who has egg on their face, right?
Yeah, okay, so here's the recording.
Know anything, right? We've established that you're completely irrational and arbitrary. You
yeah,
don't know
I'm
anything.
terrible. I'm irrational.
So God exists. This is the argument here. Okay, the sun is hot, therefore God exists.
What's the argument?
The sun is hot. That's the argument. The sun is hot. Okay, listen.
How does he go from just experiencing one thing?
Wait, so
if you're not hearing,
so
hold
wait.
on a minute. Hold on a minute. So now I'm going to
One
expose.
mic,
Now I'm
one
going to
mic.
expose Billy. I'm going to expose Billy for the liar that he is. Okay.
I can play the whole thing
I
if
was
you
actually.
want.
Yeah, you can play the whole thing if you want to. Definitely. I'm gonna. I don't know if you were listening to the very beginning of that, because I was actually in the middle of explaining to him, or to everyone in the room, the context behind me saying that. If you listened carefully to what was happening, right, he almost cut it out. But I was at the tail end of saying that his entire worldview, and he said he agrees with this, is irrational. Okay, that's one. So the purpose of me presenting that, and I've actually made it clear to him before, at least the 3 or 4 times where he's asked me that question, where I've showed that his worldview is arbitrary, is that according to his own standard, he shouldn't need a rational or logical argument for anything. Okay, now it would be the case that because the sun exists and the sun is a revelation of God, the sun is indicative of God, right? Because the sun would be in the category of general revelation, at least according to the creator-creation distinction in the Christian worldview. But that was not the intent of me saying the sun was hot, the sun is hot, or the sun is whatever, therefore God exists. The intent, if you were even listening to the beginning, was to show that he had no basis for denying or refusing to accept that argument if his entire worldview is completely arbitrary and meaningless, because there's no point in even asking for an argument.
Presumably his basis would just be the axioms that he holds, like the
Wait. It
inference.
doesn't matter. It
That's
doesn't
irrelevant.
matter.
That's
It doesn't
irrelevant.
matter.
That's irrelevant.
What's at issue is what the non-question begging argument is that JRobin says he's given before, right?
That's irrelevant.
Now,
Yeah.
That's
does
not what we're talking
anybody
about right now.
does
That's not what we're
anybody
talking about right
does
now.
anybody think that JRobin
Billy has
shut
just
him up
been
while I'm
exposed.
talking,
Billy
please?
has just
Shut
been,
him up. Shut him up while I'm talking. Thank you.
Billy has just been
Sorry, shut him
exposed.
up while
Bro,
I'm
how long
talking,
Wait a
is this
minute,
gonna
please.
go
JRobin.
on?
Billy
Yeah,
has just been
How long is
shut
this
him up
gonna
while
go
I'm
on?
talking, please. Yeah, you
and
JRobin,
deceiving
so shut
fraud
him
that
up
he
while
is.
I'm talking. Yeah,
I have a show
JRobin,
at 7 o'clock. I'm gonna
JRobin
watch it at
has
7
a
o'clock today,
problem.
bro.
JRobin has some kind of problem.
He left.
Oh yeah,
I'm going
what
to
a
finish
surprise.
speaking.
All right, so yeah, let me just finish
So
talking.
Billy has
Yeah.
been
Can somebody mute him while I'm
I'm going
talking,
to finish
please?
speaking while
Yeah,
he's
wait,
not
you're
going to
gonna
overtalk
wait,
me.
you're
I'm
gonna
already
wait
gonna go back
until
and
I,
look at the
you're
show
gonna
at
have
7
to wait
o'clock.
until,
Guys, are you
you're gonna,
serious? We're all adults here.
What is the issue with the
yeah,
moderation?
somebody gonna have to prevent
Are
him
we going to
from
get
over.
proper?
Sorry, yeah,
Why?
Are we
so,
going to get proper moderation?
sorry, okay, so
Please.
let's
Just judge.
All right, I want to get proper moderation.
sorry,
Can we
let's
get proper
just,
moderation?
can somebody mute him, please? Okay.
Can someone
So
mute Jack?
let's just
Can someone? Yes.
recapitulate what happened here,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Which is that Billy asked JRobin, right, what non-question begging argument he had for the existence of God, right? And JRobin said, I've given you the argument before, and so then I asked, what was the argument that was given, right? And Billy said the argument that was given was the invalid one, that this, or at the very best, enthymematic one, that the sun is hot, therefore God exists, right? So we wanted to know the inference rule that established that conclusion, right, or the enthymeme, the missing enthymematic premises that would establish that conclusion, along with the inference rules. And JRobin said that wasn't the argument, that he didn't give that argument. So Billy played back the recording in which he gave exactly that argument, right? So now the question on the table is, given that you've given that argument, we've played it, we've established it through a recording, right, that you in fact did give that argument, either tell us how that's a valid argument or give us the non-question begging argument that you claimed to give, right?
He's not
Now,
here, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, he's not. Well, he's not here anymore. So
Okay, well that's sort of my point,
I mean,
right?
that's typical JRobin.
JRobin can't reason for shit, and he's a
They
dodging
dodge.
coward who runs when his feet are put to the fire. And that's all that I've claimed from the outset. So when some dumbass opened his mouth and said that JRobin was killing the atheists, the only way that could be true is if those atheists that he was talking to were complete fucking numbskulls. Because JRobin is too fucking stupid to kill anybody who has half a brain.
hey, Lamau.
Right.
He couldn't kill a bottomless
great.
cockroach.
You
But-
grandstanding and
but is
shitting
it
on people,
true?
Jack. It's just no, dude. You've spoken for so long.
Well,
You
I want to just ask
grandstanding.
Isaac if
Jack,
it's
no,
true.
Jack,
I just
you've
want to
asked me a
ask
question.
Isaac
No,
if
no.
what
It's true,
I want to
Jack.
ask
Jack,
Isaac if
it's
what
true.
JRobin said is
Jack,
true.
it's true. We
He's
all
Isaac,
agree
are you
on
there?
We
it.
all know
It's
it's
true.
true.
He's not here.
Yeah,
You
Isaac. He
grandstanding on
said.
J-
He
Oh,
said.
fuck.
Isaac. He said that he had answered the question correctly when you asked him as to whether when a material conditional was true and when it was false. Is that true?
Jack, we don't want to censor that time.
But I just want to hear Isaac's answer to that question.
Isaac, say yes for the love of God.
Please,
Oh, sorry.
Isaac.
Well, I don't want to misremember it and then be recorded saying the wrong thing. I think that recording is online though. It's
Yeah.
that conversation with like Tom and Jefferson Spatchcock. But what I think I remember is that he got it wrong the first time and then right the second time in that conversation. I might be misremembering though.
Okay.
All right.
Charles, did you want to say something?
I just wanted to call Jack a prick, and I just basically wanted to say that, like, I'm an atheist, and I just think that kind of shit is just so fucking useless.
Well, look,
man.
I plead guilty.
No, Jack, close your mic.
Jack, we all right.
Close your mic
We got
and
you,
listen, bro. Listen, if you want to have these theological debates and you want to grandstand and see who dick's bigger, why don't you just accept some people can't fucking reason, some people believe in Christianity, and you trying to fucking meticulously embarrass them and call them names isn't going to bring them closer to the truth. That's not the best way to do shit. I totally understand.
Yeah, but
J.
it's like
Robin is an
entertaining.
asshole.
JRobin deserves
Jack,
it.
Why
J.
don't you
Robin
leave
is a
then?
dick.
Yeah,
We
J.
all
Robin deserves
agree.
it.
We
You
all
like
agree.
if it wasn't J. Robin, I would have been like, "Hey, Jack, there's no reason to go." Like J.
I
Robin.
know, but dude,
Yeah,
like,
my
I
aim
feel
wasn't
like
to
that
bring JRobin to the truth,
Okay,
right?
Jack. Okay.
So yeah, I
Let's
plead
have another
guilty.
5
If
minutes soliloquy about Jack.
Wait a minute.
Shut up, dude. Shut
Jack.
up,
Let me
Jack.
say
Just
something.
shut up.
Let me say something.
Like, dude, it's been 15 minutes, man. Just please, bro. Like, I
Let me say
understand
something.
you're
That's what we're
really sick.
saying, Jack. Like it for we all know the guy's a prick.
Yeah, we
I
all
just
agree with you, man.
for
It's just
way too long. I feel like, and I was only here for a couple minutes when I came back, bro. You were going ham. So like, I just for all that for that long, I feel like the conversation is
it's
pointless.
derailed and
I
it's
thought
too
it was
much.
brilliant.
Please, somebody who hasn't spoken, maybe you want to address the
I
title.
want to
Maybe you
speak.
can
Please,
use
let's
J. fucking
have a
Robbins,
reset.
please.
Let's have a reset, guys.
Thank
I
you.
am.
Thank you.
Julie,
I'm
can I
so,
say something?
I'm
Now,
so happy that everyone that is here. I really appreciate all of you. I didn't expect this room to get so big, so I love all
It's
of you
big
with
as
all my
fuck.
heart.
Julie,
Do you know why it
Julie.
got big? It wasn't
What?
Yeah,
because of
because
Charles.
Jack's
It
here.
didn't get big because of Charles. Remember that.
No,
Well, thank
no,
you,
you're
thank
right.
you
Yeah,
for
we're here.
those
Charles, you
who
can just fuck
attracted
off if you don't
people.
like it. 60
Julie,
people
I
here
think
to
it
see
was
Jack
Jack
v.
and
J Robin,
Charles.
right?
Exactly.
I mean,
can I
I just think
okay.
other
speak
people
once?
might want to speak. That's all. I'm going to mute
But yeah, I do want
anybody
to
else
give
for
other people
Jack.
the space to speak. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
so I'm gonna reset the room real quick. The name of the room is There Is No Reasoning with Christians. Um
right.
if they always say if you could reason with a Christian, there would be no Christians. These people hold on to their beliefs like they're gonna die if they don't fucking have it. And they genuinely believe they would die if they don't have it. There's no critical thinking involved. There's no, challenging their own beliefs involved. You'll never get them to understand where you're coming from. And so would anyone like to respond to the
Judy, can I say something?
Of course.
So this all, with the JRobin thing earlier, he you went on stage and him and Darth Dawkins and Tonlock all piled on you, right? And I made an unjustified claim. I said he deserves something, right? Now, I don't even care if it was an unjustified claim. That was funny watching him take a beat down, and that's all I have to say about that.
I mean, yeah, it was funny. It was, and I felt like I got some good revenge there. Just not for 15 minutes,
Hey,
That's the thing. But like, thank you all who, shat on him when you could. Fuck the guy. But would anyone else like to speak? I would love to hear
Yeah.
whatever you have to say. So blink your mic if you haven't spoken yet. All right. So we're gonna go Altoid, Sean, and then I say Moish? Moisha. Okay, so Altoid, Sean, and then Moisha.
Yeah, so I wanted to just say something like real quick. I think today we witnessed a massacre with my boy JRobin, and like we've thoroughly like just solidified him as a dishonest interlocutor and this like debate space here. So I mean, this is going to be like a reference point just to like discredit him like wherever we can. So that's all I have to say.
You'll notice that you don't hear Matt Adams piping up that JRobin had egg on his face, right, when Billy played back the recording,
we
and
got
JRobin gave that dumb argument that he denied that he had given, right?
All right, so Sean.
Oh, was Matt Adams in here?
Yeah, Matt Adams was saying
he
that
was
when
in
I
here.
asked JRobin when is a material conditional true and when is it false, and JRobin didn't answer for 5 minutes and then gave the correct answer, that showed that I had egg on my face, right? Even though JRobin couldn't explain how that showed that I was a liar, right? Or couldn't provide a non-question begging argument that God exists, or could explain how it would be a valid inference from the sun
Oh
being
Lord, here he
hot
goes
that
again.
God exists,
Okay,
right?
Jack.
We're
Wait,
going too far.
Jack, what
You
happened? We
get
don't know.
here.
We haven't heard. Can you explain again for the 15th
No.
time? What happened?
Oh,
Jack,
Go ahead,
Sean
we're
didn't
Sean.
going
hear
in
it.
circles again, please. So,
Do you want to say
Sean.
anything, Sean?
Yeah, Matt Adams is going to have to answer for that. Yeah, I mean, if you want to criticize Jack, you're going to have to come up with a better criticism, right? Because I don't see anybody else like holding JRobin's feet to the fire the way it needs to be done.
I got you, Sean, but is that the whole purpose of your guys' existence? To shit on JRobin? I mean, Michael's on the stage. He's a theist.
Why is he
Can we
here?
not
Why is
ask
he in
him?
this
Right.
room?
We had
Why
crazy
is this
ass
piece of shit
mind
in
on
this
this
room?
fucking stage talking a whole bunch of
He
bullshit and
left
his
though.
ass
He
I
left.
left.
really don't want to censor JRobin. The guy, like we all know, he's bullshit. Like I don't feel the need of saying it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
So Sean, like, no one is criticizing Jack for holding JRobin's feet to the
No, to be
fire.
fair, I
But
did,
to be
Harley.
clear,
Well,
JRobin
Charles
hasn't
was.
even been in here that long.